never thought that I would find someone that I can't resist. This might be as close to heaven as I will ever get. I see perfection and a heart of gold. Always got my attention. Beautiful soul.
Here's the key. Has a F Sport case on it. Okay, so welcome to RLE Motoring. This is my YouTube channel, and this is the Lexus IS350 F Sport. This is a 2022 model, and I'm going to be driving it for 24 hours, just like my last Mustang video if you check that out. And I'm going to see if this is a great car that handles daily life, and see what kind of performance this has, and see if it's a fun car. Right now, I'm going to actually head home because if you remember last time, my wife and I share one apartment key. So she's coming home soon, and I need to hand her the keys before I can really go have a fun time with this car. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this car on the road and get used to it. I'm gonna take the city route actually because it seems like there's a bit of a slowdown on the highway. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Hopefully this guy doesn't move while I'm trying to reverse out. Oh. Okay. It has a good sized camera, but I can tell that this is old tech. The camera definitely looks like something I see in a 2013 Corolla. But off the bat, I can tell this has good ride handling. I just came to the light and I see a really nice blue Ford Raptor. I actually really want a Ford Raptor. This V6 engine sounds really nice. This is the rear-wheel drive model, so it comes with automatic 8-speed transmission. And if you opt for the all-wheel drive, that's going to give you the 6-speed. That's a really old transmission. Interior and things like that isn't that much updated from the past generation. They made like an exterior change, but a lot of it underneath is the same as the older models like the 2013 and 2014 Lexus IS. So now that I'm stopped at a light, I can do a quick little observation, and I do remember they have a knob here to change the mode. So Eco, Normal, and Sport. This one doesn't have that Sport Plus option that I assume maybe ISF has, or the IS500 probably has. Let's see if we can put this into, is this in Normal? Oh, now it's in Sport. It does seem a little louder. This car has a really comfortable ride. Just getting into this and not even being in here too long with these rough roads on Dallas. Oh my god. And I don't even feel it in this car, which is really nice. The thing I love about this car is that it gives you a V6 naturally aspirated. There's no turbo in this. This one actually sounds really good, and it actually, this V6 is shared with the Camry. Other ones, I know it's been in Lexus and Toyota for generations, for over a decade. And sometimes it's nice to have an engine that isn't changed when it doesn't have any issues. These cars can easily go up to 200, 250, even sometimes 300,000 miles with no issues, just doing oil changes and regular maintenance. All right, I'm taking a right turn here. Let's see how this thing does. Ooh, I heard the tires squeal. Oh, it feels really good. It doesn't throw you out of your seat, but it feels really nice. All right, we're gonna switch this back to sport mode, and we're gonna see how it does. And when this light turns green, I'm gonna give it the beans. Let's try it. sounds really good. I think putting an exhaust on here to make it sound louder would be really nice too. But yeah, I'm surprised that this wheel doesn't have like the F Sport badge. So I don't know, I guess it's just since it's an appearance package, they're not going to put the F on the wheel. I do like the wheel. It has a good grip to it. It's a little thin. I wish it was a little more beefier. Yes, the tachometer goes almost all the way up to 7,000. I think it's right at 6,800. So I think that you really have to wring out this engine to get that thrill, get that excitement, and give it another beast. It's right after 5,000. That's when it gets really fun. Ooh, yes. Handles really well. Wow. I love it. It feels very agile, feels very nimble actually. And I think this is probably a little bit better in handling compared to the V8 version. Ooh, yes. I love the engine sound actually. Notice around Dallas is that you will see Lexus at every road you hit. I probably see about 20 to 30 Lexuses in a 5-minute span. I'm not even exaggerating. There's Toyotas and Lexuses a lot around here. And so you do somewhat blend in with this car, especially with the paint choice on this. I do like the interior. It's a little bit different compared to just a black interior. I think the red interior is too much for me, so I do like the black and the tan combo. I think it's looks very classy. It looks very classy. Really look at the small details, like this little gap here. If it was black on black, I wouldn't even notice that this is another piece. And this is like soft touch, and this is genuine stitching up here, which is very nice. That's a nice touch because, I mean, I'm rarely gonna touch that part, but it's nice of Lexus to put that small touch in. This one does come with a sunroof, and I know that they do not offer it a panoramic sunroof. Surprisingly, like a Camry offers a pano sunroof, but I think because this is an old gen model where based off the 2014, honestly, I don't mind because I've heard there's been a lot of repairs where if something's wrong where the sunroof doesn't work or there's some kind of leak, they have to take the whole glass panel off. And I've seen how many hours it takes, and it's a little terrifying because even though they might fix it, you might still have issues with it. Oh wow, look what I ran into. A Lexus IS350 with the F Sport as well. So basically you can get the coupe version and the sedan version. I know they're not exactly apples to apples comparison, but yes, you can opt for the RC350, which would just kind of be the coupe version of this car. Switch it into sport mode. What do you think about that?
That was fun.
It was fun?
Yeah, that was really fun.
Kind of reminds me of the Nissan 350Z a little bit.
Yeah.
How it sounds.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's smooth and quiet.
It's nice.
This is very pretty. It's a little cramped. Definitely very cramped. And the seats are very tiny.
Yeah, this is kind of like, I would say this is kind of the size of like a Corolla, but just a little bigger.
Yeah.
Isn't too much legroom back there. It's better than maybe other cars, but this, it's like soft touch plastic up here. If you touch this here, it's kind of a soft pad.
Yeah.
And it has like real stitching there too.
Yeah, it is.
And what I realized is this doesn't have that screen. It doesn't have the screen in the middle. You know how it will move? It doesn't have like that F Sport.
One would be nice touch to it.
Yeah.
To make it feel like more luxurious. But I feel like this is what you'd get in a Toyota as well.
Yeah, that is true. This is like a step above just a little bit, but since it's entry, that's true.
Yeah. But I like that kick.
Yeah.
The kick is good.
This is an older style engine. You have to rev it past 5,000 RPM for you to really get that feeling. So unlike the turbo car that we had, like the Porsche or the Mustang, that's quicker when you just gun it, those cars have more power at the lower end, near like 0 to like 3,000 RPMs like here. This one you have to floor it all the way just to feeling the oomph out of it. If you touch these, everything you touch is like nice materials. Like this, like all the materials are
That is nice.
like nice and everything. I know.
Yeah, I like the temperature, like moving that up and down. I think that's a good touch.
Yeah, it feels cool.
And I like the side view mirrors as well.
Yeah.
I like how it's like pointy, gives it a more of a sporty look.
Yeah, it does. Kind of reminds me of the LC500 because it has like similar mirrors.
Features. The pointiness comes in the back of the LC.
Yeah.
Like it gives it more sporty look, I guess, more for aerodynamics, who knows.
Okay, so I just got to the place I was gonna look at houses at, and I went in and they told me that they don't have the houses that I'm looking for. So they gave me a different location, so I'm gonna go there now. So hopefully I'm not running around too much in the city and I can just look at what I came here for.
Continue on Bellrock Road for 1.5 miles.
What I've noticed after driving about maybe a few hours with this car is that it's really quiet, but a little too quiet for me. Even when I dial it up into sport, it still doesn't sound very loud. You don't feel that enthusiasm or a rough ride. You kind of just go back to feeling like this is a Camry or a Corolla, just a little more of a fancier suit, and it could be just because it's based on a really old platform, and paying over $40,000 for a car like this, I just think that your money could be spent better somewhere else. At least the roads are better here than the other roads we've been through. It is? Oh.
Then your destination will be on the right. Continue on President George Bush Highway for half a mile. Use the right 2 lanes to take a right to President George Bush Turnpike.
You have to go really fast to get some kind of excitement out of this because it's so quiet at lower speeds. I'm back home, back to my place. Apart from driving this car for the past 4 hours, I would say that it is a little bit underwhelming. It's not as satisfying as other cars I've driven, and I'm a little surprised because this has the V6, it has F Sport package, but this seems like it's more of the base model for this package because it has this older looking screen, seeing that F badge over here, and I've noticed a lot of these areas just looks very base model. No cooled seats, no memory. I think this is kind of almost on the level of a Corolla with how many features it doesn't have. Looks pretty because of the interior color, but don't let that fool you. Alright, so it's 8:18 in the morning. This is the next day. I decided to get up a little early because I have work. Alright, so let's open the front hood and check out this power plant. Naturally aspirated V6 with an 8-stick transmission. Alright, so we have the sun coming out, which is nice after a cloudy day, a little bit of rain. I already got the thumbnail for this car. Did the B-roll video. Probably fill up gas in this car a little bit. Take a sharp turn. It feels very nice to take a turn. One weakness about this that I realized when I was just taking that turn is my knee. I don't know if it's just because I'm taking a turn and my knee is going to bend to the left, but since it's a little cramped in here, you are going to feel a little bit of the door. And the reason why I say that is my knee was, it's a little cramped in here, and it does have that little hump here. Yeah, so let's see if you can see a little bit of that hump. This one I think has a little bit of a bigger hump because look at how the mat is. Let's see how it feels sitting on the passenger side. Okay, I feel like the right side there's enough room, but the left side my leg's gonna want a little more space in. This does still come with a CD player, which is surprising for a 2022. And this side console has has two USBs. And it doesn't have much space in here, but I don't expect much because of it being a compact car. Same thing here, you're not gonna fit a lot of space. And the side door, you can fit one bottle in here, and you can fit a little bit of things and something really small here. I don't think you could fit a phone in here because it'd fly right out. The back doors do not come with a little cubby, so that does kind of suck. And as you can see, this is a standard speaker. It's nothing special, so you're not gonna hear too much bass. Those little pockets, has the big transmission tunnel, not too much leg room underneath the rear seats. Cool that I noticed is there's a nice Acura TSX here, a 2006 model, and I think they put the Type S wheels. And here's a little test of how quiet this car is. You can hear the highway a little bit in the background. It's really quiet in here. It shoots itself in the foot because of how quiet it is. I know it's a Lexus, so it's supposed to do that, but the rear-wheel drive and a V6, I thought it would be much more of an aggressive feeling, but it doesn't. I think they should have done something else to give you that oomph. But I was testing out the touchpad, and it's not too bad. It's a little laggy. When I was driving, I noticed that I could keep one eye here and one eye on the road. The controls are okay. I noticed that when you click these things, let me turn this thing on. I noticed that whenever you're touching some of these controls, it gives you this like 2003 Lexus LS or just some old Lexus style like beeping. Like, watch. I don't like that. These buttons might look nice, but I could probably find something very similar on a 2006 4Runner or older Toyota model, these buttons. I like the black gloss here. Like, it doesn't collect that many fingerprints as I thought, and I like that they kept all this matte where it's going to be high touch area. And I like that this has the two-tone contrast. It does make the car feel a little more luxurious than it is. This is a very base model Lexus IS. It does have the V6 and seems to be a lower tier F Sport appearance package, but it still has this old stock from like a 2006 Camry. It has these sport paddle shifters, but I noticed while driving that they're pretty much useless. They're not very accurate at all, but these are nice. I like the feedback, kind of like how smooth this button is and that it's a little different here, but I think this car just looks very outdated. For the price you're paying, it is not going to be what you're going to be happy with. And here's a big gripe that I have with this car, especially because, again, this is a Lexus. Watch. I turn it here, sun's in my eyes, right? It does not move. And the sun will come out from here, and you're thinking, did I not pay for a Lexus? And I do like that this has touch for the lights. It's not like a button, so that is nice. Here's a sunroof. I think I've shown it before, but it's a small sunroof, just a standard size, and I don't mind it. If you notice, the seat is tilted all the way back, and that's basically just taking up half the window space here. The blind spot isn't too bad as long as you set up your mirror correctly. And as you can notice, there's a lot of blank switches here. That means that this car is the base. It doesn't have a lot of the features that more premium options had. And for a Lexus, only having heated seats, and I like that all the materials here are really nice rubberized. And this does come with 6-way adjustable seats, surprisingly, or 4-way. This does not have lumbar. Just notice it does have the nice side skirt here just to give it that nice color, two-tone feeling here, and it kind of blends with the wheels. And even the passenger side has 4-way adjustable, which is nice. It has a nice lip spoiler in the back. I do like this, but I've seen something similar on a Camry. I like the blacked out tail lights, like that, and the black bumper. That's for the F Sport models, and I do like exhaust that actually show, because a lot of cars don't include that anymore. So I do like the rear of this car. My final verdict on this car is that it is really outdated. The tech is old. The interior is getting really stale because it's been over a decade since they updated this interior. The fact that it's missing memory seats, remote start, cooled seats, and so many other features, I think it's not worth the price point, especially around over $40,000, especially if you pick up a 2024, or even if you pick up this 2022, you're going to be paying over $30,000. And I think that at that price point, you can find a lot of other cars with other automakers, other competitors that are going to be a better suit.